Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Gediminas, and our topic for today is four things that stop people in business. And of course, what to do, how to get over those four things. So obviously, they wouldn't stop you in business. Number one thing that stops people in business, in no particular order, is doubt. They say that doubt kills more dreams than failure does. I have met many, many, many people in network marketing and outside of it who don't even try something because they doubt it will succeed. I've met many people who will say, "Oh, I'm not going to try that strategy because it's probably not going to work. I'm not going to invite that person because they're not going to buy. I'm not going to do this because I probably won't be good enough at it." And what happens is they haven't even tried. They haven't even given a chance for the strategy to work because the doubt killed the strategy, not failure. They didn't even get to failure because they haven't even tried. So, um, a lot of people often say, well, I wish I had that much belief as Cheryl has. I wish I had so much belief like Genevieve does. But the reality is that we all have the same amount of belief. The difference is, where do we invest that belief? One person might invest their belief in saying, I will do this. I will become successful. I will reach my goals and dreams. And that's where they invest their belief. The other person will invest the same amount of belief in believing, I'm a failure. I will never get a result. This will never work for me. Maybe others succeed, but I won't. It's the same amount of belief. The difference is, where do we invest that belief? Because it takes the same amount of energy to doubt yourself as it takes to believe in yourself. And a lot of people quite often say, well, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? What if I don't reach the success? Well, why not flip that over and start saying, well, what if I succeed? What if I become successful? What if I get to my goal? Both of them is just a hallucination. Both of them is just a story. So why not choose an empowering story instead of choosing limiting story to tell yourself? You already have everything you need to succeed. Have you not met people who are not as smart as you, who are wealthy? Have you not met people who are not as beautiful as you, who are successful? The reality is that you already have everything that you need to become successful. All you need to do is just give yourself a chance. The confidence will come from doing it. Take the small steps towards your goal. Quite often people say, well, if I have this big breakthrough in my life, if I have this huge success, then I will believe in myself. But now that I don't, I don't believe. The reality is, the research shows that when you have a big, huge breakthrough, quite often you think you just got lucky. You get this imposter syndrome where you think, oh, it's probably just a chance that I just got lucky. I just got at the right place at the right time. And your confidence still remains the same. But when you have many small wins, many small achievements, that's when the real confidence comes. Because now I've earned it. I've deserved it because I did these all small steps and now I've got to the result. So start taking these small steps and your confidence will grow and your doubt will start going down. Ask yourself, what else I could do? What small step I could do today? What another small step I could do today to go closer to my goal? The second thing that stops a lot of people is disappointments. Oh, I'm so disappointed, right? Like Zig Ziglar used to say, we organize ourselves a pity party, right? Where we are sorry for ourselves, where we are so disappointed, right? But look, if you are not successful, if you're experiencing challenges and problems and difficulties, you're just like everyone else. It would be abnormal if you always succeeded, if success always followed you. One of my mentors, Alex Hormozy, says, I'm glad it's hard because it creates bigger opportunity for me. What does it mean? It means if it's hard for you, it's hard for other people. And if it's hard for other people, most people will quit. Most people will give up. Most people will not do it if it's hard. So when you experience it, the hardness, when you find it difficult, be glad, because that means you've got less competition. That means less people going to do it, and that opens up bigger opportunity for you. Each of these disappointments can be a failure or can be a lesson. It's your choice. It's your choice. And Eric Worre says you can determine the size of a person by the size of the problem that makes them give up. You can determine the size of a person by the size of the problem that makes them give up. What has to happen for you to give up chasing your dream, for you to give up trying to reach your goal? You know, I have this exercise sometimes in my training where I tell people to write this sentence: I stopped pursuing my dream because ... And I go, next time you have a big challenge, just fill it in. Say, I've stopped chasing my dream because the catalog came in crumbled. I stopped pursuing my dream because my parcel was 3 days late. I've stopped pursuing the dream because somebody says I'm an idiot on Facebook comments. I've stopped pursuing my dream because my auntie said that this is a rubbish business and she didn't join my team. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But how many people do we know who gave up over very small difficulties, over very small disappointments? But when you're putting it like that, then almost nothing is good enough to be in that sentence. Like, what would have to happen for me to stop pursuing my dream? Like, it makes no sense. Whatever happens, why would I stop chasing my dream? Why would I stop trying to make my dream life come true? So, like one leader I remember said in an interview, he said, I developed a short-term memory, meaning that when we experience those disappointments, most people like to linger there. They like to spend a day being sorry for themselves, or a whole week saying, oh, how poor me, why this thing happened to me, right? Or even a month. And obviously, while they are organizing themselves this pity party, they're not doing any actions, right? Because they're feeling sorry for themselves. Successful people also hate these disappointments, but they don't give it much time. They experience disappointment today, it sucks, but tomorrow they're back at it again. They back at it again. They keep going. They have this very short memory. They forget quickly all the challenges. The third obstacle that stops a lot of people is distractions. Distractions. What can distract your attention? I remember Zig Ziglar saying, we don't have a problem of lack of time. We have a problem of lack of concentration. Everybody gets the same amount of time. Nobody gets more, nobody gets less. Every single person gets the same 24 hours. The difference is what we do with that time. So you don't have a time management problem. You have a concentration problem because you're not concentrating enough on the main things, on the most important things. And when you dilute your success, when you dilute your energy across a million different things, then what happens? The problems become very big. But when you're focused on one thing with all your energy, with all your strength, with all your concentration, then almost nothing can stop you. So focus on that one thing. Stop distracting yourself. Stop pulling attention to 10 different things. You know, and one good question is, what could you not do at all? You know, not how could you cram more in your busy day, but what could you delete from your day, get rid of from your day, so that you can spend more time doing what needs to be done in order for you to change your life. And then the last, number 4, challenge that makes a lot of people give up is delay. And what I mean by delay, your success being delayed. You know, this little picture, probably most of you have seen it on Facebook, you know, where these men digging for diamonds, and one was so close and he turned around and he's walking away, right? And how many people have we seen in our lives like that, who looked so close to success and then they give up, then they stop doing, you know, and there is this saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. Most of you probably heard this saying, but I like the second part of this saying. Rome wasn't built in a day, but they laid bricks every single day. You see, it does take time, but you have to keep doing something. You can't just sit there and wait. But it will take longer than you want or expect. It will be harder than you want or expect. It will require more effort and work than you want or expect. I remember reading Grant Cardone's book 10X, and he said, think of your dream. What's your dream? And he goes, now think how much effort it will take to achieve your dream. And now he says, multiply it by 10. Because that's actually how much work it will take. It's always harder than we first expected. But what you do today creates tomorrow's results. You see, there's this delay. They say about 90-day delay. Your results today is the effect of the last 90 days work that you did. If you're not very happy with your results today, look at the last 90 days. And you see, when your business is already growing, when you're already succeeding, when you're already making money, it's easier to be motivated because you keep getting this feedback, you keep getting the results, and that motivates you to keep doing the work. But the hardest part is at the beginning. When you're first getting started, you're putting all of this work, but you've got no result to incentivize you. You're not seeing any progress. And that's where most people give up because they don't see that immediate effect. So even if you don't see the results right away, give it some time. Give it some time. You know, two good words to build your business by is until and despite, like Jim Rohn used to say, right? I will do this until I get the results. Don't matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it will be, I will do it until I get results. And the second word is despite. Despite the challenges, despite the haters, despite the people who don't support me, despite the difficulties, despite the disappointments, despite everything, I will get to my dream result. Until and despite. So these are the 4 things that stop most people and how to overcome them. I hope this motivates you at least a little bit and give you some ideas on how you can keep going in your